Hey everybody, Shawn Holsinger here from holsingersflyshop.com. Bringing you another video this week, and this week I'm going to do one that I said I was going to do last week and promised you I would, and so here it is. It's going to be on dubbing blending. I'm not going to do any tying together, but tying this week. I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about dubbing blending. I've been doing it myself here for a couple months now, and I've had a lot of success with it. Come up with a couple blends that I really like. I have a light colored, I call it my dirty stone, my dirty golden stone, and I really like using it on like my Kaufman stones and things like that. But one of the reasons why I really got into blending was because there's one that I really like, and that's Davey Whitlock's Pattern Blends, and it's the red Squirrel Nymph Thorax. This is like my favorite dubbing to use. I use it on a lot of patterns. Last week's video was a waltz worm where I used this and a pink bead for a sexy waltz, and I catch a lot of fish on that fly, but it's really hard to get this, and that was one of the comments that a couple of guys made. Where can you find it? Well, sometimes we have it in the shop. We try to get as much of it in as we can when we can get it, but we can't always get it because there's a shortage on squirrel dub, and it's a hot thing, hard to get your hands on right now. So what I've been doing is I come up with a blend where I have copied it really well. Here, I'll show you a picture of it right here. And you can't tell the difference between the pattern blends and my blend, and it works just as well. It's actually what I was using when I was out west. And today I'm going to show you how I make that, and just give you a couple tips on blending your own dubbing. Like I said, a lot of times I'll get asked to tie flies, and from a book that somebody reads or something like that, they'll send me a picture and it'll be a dubbing that I've never heard of, but I look at it and I think, okay, I can see what's in that dubbing. I know what it consists of. The main thing is imitating the color. That's what's the most important thing, is imitating the color. So I can blend some of my dubbings that I have to imitate what the original pattern calls for, but I can't get my hands on. I tell you guys all the time, and I honestly mean it, use what you have. Just because a pattern calls for one thing doesn't mean you have to have that. Use what you have on hand. You might need to blend a little bit. For a long time, I was taking dubbing and just tearing it and blending it by hand, and that just made my hands sore. So recently, I finally broke down and I went down to Walmart and I bought one of these blenders. This is a coffee blender. This one's from Krupp's. It was like 10 bucks at Walmart. You can't beat it. It's small. The thing I will say about it is it holds just about one pack of dubbing. So if you go and pick one pack of dubbing off the shelf, that's about what you're going to blend in here. Now, for this pattern blends that I'm going to blend here today, it actually takes 4 colors of dubbing to blend together to make this one pattern we're trying to imitate. So if you do this and you follow all my instructions here, you're going to have enough of this to last you for a good while, which is a good thing because it's hard to get right now. So here's my recipe for it. What I use is, this is SLF Prism, and it is brown olive is the color I like to use. This is going to give you your flash in the blend here. So some brown olive SLF Prism. The next thing I do, there's a lot of Antron in your Whitlock's Pattern Blends. There's a lot of Antron. So I'm using Emergence Dub from Nature Spirit, and this is Pheasant Tail. The next thing I'm going to use is also from Nature Spirit. I'm not sure exactly what they bind the pattern blends with, and I don't really care. But I found that this snowshoe works really well. I like using the snowshoe rabbit foot dubbing. The color on this is rusty olive, and it matches my color really well when you blend it with the other colors. So rusty olive, snowshoe rabbit foot dubbing. And then the last thing, the most important part, the natural fox squirrel. This is UV Tracer Squirrel Dub, and it's natural fox squirrel. So what I'm going to do is, like I said, my blender here blends about 1 pack of dubbing, and I'm blending 4. So I'm going to take, and here's a picture of what I do. I separate them 1/4 of the package, and separate 1/4 of the package out and put my 4 pieces together. Then those 4 pieces that are laying here on my bench, I'm just going to pick them all up, stack them on top of each other, And I'm going to do a quick blend with my hands, just to try to blend these a little bit together to get them started. And just pull it apart. Just put them in your hands and pull it apart. Now, you can do this all by hand. That's great. But you can put them in here and it goes a lot quicker. So I'm just going to shove them in my coffee grinder. Put the lid on. And I'm just going to pulsate it. The SLF dubbing here, the prism I mean, will cut up with that blender blade. So you kind of don't want to do it too much. You just want to get it mixed up. And there you can see a couple of pulsations, and it mixes it up pretty well. I'm going to put her back in there, do it like one more time. Also, when you pulsate it, it kind of throws it around in there, and it just works a little bit better. So there you go. I got a really nice blend that really matches well. Matches up perfectly with the other material. So, I mean, it's going to have a little bit different texture. I think there's a little bit more antron. You can go a little heavier on the antron if you want, if that's what's important to you. But I got the color right, and that's what's important to me. So, guys, this is all. Now, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to take the other 4, like I said earlier, I took the package, I separated it into 4s, and I'm going to do all 4 of them together, and then I'll blend those 4 together by hand to finish them all off. And then I'll put them all back in these packages, label them that this is now Red Squirrel Nymph Thorax dubbing, or my version of it, and I'll be good to go. So it's a great way to blend your own dubbing. I will write down here, right here at the end, I'm going to give you the whole rundown of what I used to make this dubbing again. And experiment. It's fun to experiment blending different dubbings and coming up with different colors of your own. And, you know, when you get in a jam, you have something you can go to. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you do like it, give me the thumbs up. If you have any dubbing blends that you prefer, that you've come up with that work, drop them down in the comments. You know, maybe I'll try them out. Maybe somebody else would be interested in knowing. So, like I said, I really enjoy blending dubbings because I get a lot of colors that I didn't have before. So thanks for watching, guys. Until next week when I bring you another video, I'm Shawn Holsinger.